We all have them, don't we? Tucked away in a dusty drawer or nestled in a velvet-lined box, there's a piece of family history we cherish. It might be a grandfather's pocket watch that no longer ticks, a string of pearls that feels like a whisper from the past, or a simple ring worn smooth by a lifetime of love. These items are precious to us not for their monetary worth, but for the stories they hold and the hands they've passed through. But what if one of those cherished heirlooms, something you considered simply a beautiful link to a loved one, was also a treasure of staggering value? This was the beautiful reality for one woman who brought a piece of her heart to the Antiques Roadshow, set against the magnificent backdrop of Brodie Castle. On a day filled with quiet hope and whispered stories, her journey would end in a cascade of happy tears and a revelation that would leave everyone, including herself, utterly breathless. The item in question was a brooch. To the untrained eye, it was a stunning piece of jewelry, an intricate bow sparkling with what were clearly diamonds. For the owner, it was so much more. It was a tangible piece of her grandmother, a woman she remembered with immense love and a touch of awe. When jewelry expert Susan Rumfit first laid eyes on it, a knowing smile spread across her face. The quality was immediately apparent. "I hope you wear it every day," Susan quipped, her eyes twinkling as she gently handled the piece. The guest laughed, a warm, genuine sound that filled the space between them. "I do," she joked back, before clarifying, "I wear it as evening wear." It was a part of her life, not an artifact to be locked away. It graced her outfits on special occasions, a silent companion that carried the spirit of the woman who wore it first. Curious, Susan delved into its history. "Where did it come from?" she asked. The story that unfolded was both humble and magnificent. The brooch had belonged to the guest's grandmother. And this wasn't a lady of high society or inherited wealth, she was a farmer's wife. Yet she had a flair for life, a belief that every outing was an occasion to be celebrated. She would dress opulently, her outfits a testament to her vibrant personality, and this lavish brooch was her signature piece. You can almost picture her, a woman of the land with a spirit that loved to sparkle, pinning this explosion of light to her dress before heading out. Susan listened intently, the story adding a rich emotional layer to the physical object before her. "It dates back to the 1930s, she confirmed, placing the brooch firmly in the glamorous and tumultuous Art Deco period. She began to weave a narrative of the era, explaining how the bold, impressive styles of the 1920s evolved. "But we've moved away from color and also concentrating on diamonds as well," she explained, which is quite extraordinary, considering that in 1929, we had the Wall Street crash and the Depression. It's a fascinating paradox. In a time of global economic despair, the world of high jewelry turned its focus almost exclusively to the purest, most brilliant of gemstones, diamonds. "Suddenly we're now concentrating on diamonds," Susan mused, which does seem rather strange. But perhaps in a world shrouded in uncertainty, people craved the clear, unwavering, and eternal light of a diamond. Susan pointed out the technical brilliance of the piece. The diamonds, she explained, were of a modern brilliant cut. This was a cutting-edge technique for the 1930s. Before then, diamonds were often cushion-shaped, what she charmingly described as lumpier. But by the 30s, technology had advanced, allowing cutters to create facets with mathematical precision, unlocking a fire and brilliance previously unseen. This brooch wasn't just beautiful, it was a showcase of innovation. Susan also noted a rare feature. While many bow-style brooches from the era were designed to come apart into separate clips, this one was a single, unified piece. The history lesson was captivating, but the air was thick with anticipation for the question on everyone's mind: the value. Susan, a master of her craft, decided to build the suspense. She turned the question back to the owner. "Have you ever wondered about the carat weight of the diamonds?" The guest, looking at the dazzling array of stones, ventured a guess. It was a significant number, she thought. 3 carats, she offered, a hopeful lilt in her voice. Susan's reaction was everything. She didn't say a word. She simply pulled a wonderfully expressive face, a mixture of surprise, delight, and playful concealment. It was a look that said, "Oh, you are so wonderfully wrong." Reading the room perfectly, the guest hesitated, a small, nervous laugh escaping her. "Shall I reduce that slightly?" she asked, suddenly feeling her estimate might have been wildly optimistic. And then came the moment that changed everything. Susan leaned in slightly,